You know, they always think they've won. That's the funny thing about people like them. They take their little victories, piece by piece, chipping away at you until you're left standing there, bare, naked, exposed. And you let them do it. You let them because you thought you needed them. Thought you needed their approval, their validation, their pathetic little crumbs of affection. But let me ask you this. Where are they now? Oh, that's right. They're gone. Ran off like cowards. Left you bleeding in the dirt. And now? Now they're out there laughing, aren't they? Laughing because they think they broke you. But here's the punchline, kiddo. They didn't break you. Oh no. No, no. What they did, it woke you up. You see, healing, it ain't about fixing what's broken. Nah. Healing's about understanding. Understanding that the pain they gave you, that agony they wrapped around your soul like a noose, that's your weapon now. Oh, yeah, you heard me. Your scars, they're ammunition. Every time you look in the mirror and see what they did, you're reminded of one thing. You survived. And that scares the hell out of them. Because people like them, they don't know what to do with someone who gets back up. They only know how to kick you when you're down. They're cowards. Spineless, gutless cowards who prey on the weak. But you ain't weak anymore, are you? Nah, you're a goddamn fortress. A fortress built brick by brick with every betrayal, every lie, every godforsaken tear you cried. Let me tell you a little secret. The second you stop needing them, that's the second they lose their power. Oh, they'll come crawling back. Don't you worry. With their fake apologies and their crocodile tears, they'll try to weasel their way back in. And when they do, you look them dead in the eye and you laugh. Laugh because you know the truth now. You've healed, and they can't break what's already been put back together stronger than before. Think about it. Glass shatters, right? Fragile little thing. But when you melt it down, mix it with fire, and reshape it, it becomes unbreakable. That's you. You're not glass anymore. You're goddamn steel. And they're still playing with their pathetic little stones, thinking they've got power. But the truth, they ain't got nothing. Now here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna take every ounce of pain, every whisper of doubt, every goddamn lie they fed you, and you're gonna use it. Fuel it. Turn it into fire. You're not just gonna survive. You're gonna thrive. And when they see you, when they see what you've become, they're gonna wish they never laid a hand on you. Because you've healed. And now, they can't break you again. You see, people don't just hurt you for no reason. Oh, no. They hurt you because they see something in you. Something they don't have. Strength, potential, resilience. They see a spark. And what do? They try to snuff it out because it's easier to destroy than to create. It's easier to tear someone down than to build yourself up. That's the kind of parasites we're talking about here. But the thing is, when they tried to break you, they didn't just fail. They made you stronger. It's funny, isn't it? The very thing they thought would destroy you became the thing that built you. It's poetic, really. A tragedy for them. A masterpiece for you. Think back to the worst moment. Yeah, that one. You remember it, don't you? How could you forget? That's the moment they ripped you apart, left you gasping for air like a fish on dry land. And yet, here you are, standing, breathing, existing. You know what that means? It means you're stronger than them. Because if they went through half of what you did, they'd crumble. Oh yeah, they'd shatter into a million little pieces and spend the rest of their pathetic lives trying to glue themselves back together. But you picked up the pieces and built something better, stronger, unbreakable. Here's the thing about pain. It's the best teacher you'll ever have. Oh, don't get me wrong. It's a cruel teacher. No doubt about it. But it's honest. Pain doesn't lie to you like people do. It doesn't sugarcoat things or tell you what you wanna hear. It shows you the truth, raw and unfiltered. And once you've learned its lessons, there's nothing, and I mean nothing, that can touch you. But you gotta use it. That's the key. Don't just let it sit there, festering like a wound. Turn it into something. Make it work for you. Take all that anger, that rage, that heartbreak, and turn it into fuel. Use it to light a fire so bright that the whole damn world has to stop and take notice. Make them regret the day they ever underestimated you. And when they see you, when they see what you become, they're gonna hate themselves. Oh, they won't say it out loud, of course. Nah. They'll try to play it cool. But deep down, they'll know. They'll know they didn't break you. They'll know they created a monster. And you're gonna make sure they never forget it. You know, they say revenge is a dish best served cold. But me, I think it's best served loud. Real loud. Like boom, in their face. Not with words, though. Nah, words are cheap. Actions, my friend. Actions speak louder than any sob story or self-righteous speech. You don't need to tell him you've moved on. Just show him. Show him by living your best life. Show him by being unstoppable. Show him by succeeding in ways they never thought you could. But don't forget, Don't you dare forget what they did. Forgiveness? Ha, that's for saints and fools. You ain't either. You don't have to hold on to the pain, but you sure as hell better remember the lesson. Remember who they are. Remember what they're capable of. And most importantly, remember who you are now because of it. You've healed all right, but healing doesn't mean going back to who you were. No. That person, they're gone. What's left is something new, something better, something stronger. And that scares them more than anything. Because they know they can't control you anymore. They can't hurt you, manipulate you, use you like a pawn in their sick little games. You've taken their power away. And that's the sweetest revenge of all. So here's the plan. You're gonna walk out of here with your head held high, your heart unburdened, and your mind sharper than ever. You're gonna take everything they threw at you and turn it into something they can't ignore. And when they come crawling back, and they will, you're gonna look them in the eye and let them know in no uncertain terms that they don't matter anymore because you've healed, and now they can't break you again. Welcome to the new you. They're gonna hate it. Here's the part they don't want to admit, kid. They need you to stay broken. Oh yeah. See, when you're broken, you're manageable, predictable, easy to control. People like them. They thrive on control. It's their lifeline, their little safety blanket. They need to know they can yank your strings whenever they feel like it. Pull you this way, push you that way, make you dance like their personal little puppet. But when you start piecing yourself back together, they panic. Oh, they might not show it at first. They'll smile, act like they don't care. But inside, they're screaming because they see it happening. They see you slipping out of their grasp, and it terrifies them. And you don't even realize the power you're taking back. You want to know what power really is? It ain't about money or fame or any of that crap they sell you. Real power? Real power is knowing you don't need them. Real power is looking at the ones who tried to destroy you and smiling, not because you're happy, but because you won. And you don't need their permission to win. Oh no. You don't need their applause, their approval, or their fake-ass smiles. You don't need their pity or their half-hearted apologies. You don't need anything from them. Because the second you realize that, you're free. And freedom, my friend, is something they can't stand. Because they'll never have it. They'll try, though. Oh, they'll try everything they can to drag you back. They'll whisper in your ear, telling you they've changed. They'll play the victim, twisting the story so it's all your fault. Hell, they might even cry a little, putting on their best performance for you. But you're smarter now. You see through the act. You see them for what they really are. Leeches, parasites, sucking the life out of anyone dumb enough to let them. But not you. Not anymore. You're gonna show them what happens when you mess with someone who's got nothing left to lose. You're gonna take all that pain, all that anger, all that darkness they left you with, and you're gonna turn it into something beautiful, something unstoppable, something that makes them regret the day they ever crossed you. And the best part is you don't even have to lift a finger to hurt them. All you gotta do is exist. Just being alive, being happy, being successful. That's enough to destroy them. 'Cause people like that, they can't stand to see you doing better without them. But don't let them back in. Don't you dare let them back in. You think they've changed? Huh? People like that don't change. They just get better at hiding who they really are. They'll come back, sure, all smiles and sweet words. But the second you let your guard down, the second you let them close again, they'll stab you in the back without a second thought. Don't give them the chance. Keep them on the outside, where they belong. Let them watch from the sidelines as you rise higher and higher, while they sink further and further into the pit they dug for themselves. You know what the funniest part is? They'll hate you for it. Oh yeah. They'll hate you for being strong, for being happy, for being free. But deep down, they'll envy you. They'll wish they had your strength, your courage, your resilience. But they won't admit it. No, they'll never admit it. Because admitting it means facing the truth. And people like that, they're too scared to face the truth. But you're not scared anymore. You faced the truth. You faced the pain. You faced the darkness. And you came out the other side stronger than ever. They can't touch you now. They can't hurt you. They can't break you. Not anymore. You've healed. And now, they can't break you again. You know what they hate more than anything else? They hate that you're not bitter. Oh, they'd love that, wouldn't they? They'd love to see you walking around with a chip on your shoulder, lashing out at the world like some angry little child. 'Cause that would mean they still own a piece of you. That would mean they still have control. But you're better than that. You didn't just survive, you grew. You took their poison and turned it into medicine. And now, every time they see you, it's like holding up a mirror to their own failure. They wanted you broken, but instead you're a reminder of everything they'll never be. You ever notice how quiet they get when you start to succeed? How all those people who had so much to say about you, about what you couldn't do, what you wouldn't be, suddenly don't have a damn thing to say, that's good, because they can't stand to see you proving them wrong. It eats them alive, watching you rise while they stay stuck in the same pathetic place they've always been. But here's the kicker. They're not just mad at you. Oh no. They're mad at themselves. Mad because deep down, they know they could have done better. They could have been better. But they chose the easy way out. They chose to tear you down instead of building themselves up. And now they've got to live with the fact that you didn't just survive, you thrived. See, people like that, they're not really living. They're just existing, going through the motions, blaming everyone else for their misery, never taking a good hard look in the mirror. And you're a threat to that. You're proof that they don't have to stay stuck, that they don't have to be miserable, but instead of changing themselves, they'd rather try to drag you down to their level. But here's the thing about climbing out of the darkness. Once you've seen the light, you don't go back. You don't crawl back into the hole they tried to bury you in. You don't let them pull you back into their miserable little world. You keep moving forward, no matter how much it pisses them off. You know what I love about people like them? They're predictable. Oh, they like to think they're clever, but they're not. They're the same as everyone else who's ever tried to play God with someone else's life. They think they're in control, but the second you take back your power, they crumble. They fall apart like the weak, spineless cowards they are. And the best part, they don't even see it coming. They don't realize that every lie they told, every knife they stuck in your back, every time they left you bleeding, they were just handing you the tools to destroy them. Every scar they gave you, it's a badge of honor now. Every tear they made you cry, it's fuel for the fire that's gonna burn their world to ashes. You don't owe them anything. Not your forgiveness, not your understanding, not your time. Nothing. They took enough from you already. Now it's your turn to take back your life. Take back your power. Take back everything they tried to steal from you. And don't you dare feel guilty about it. They didn't feel guilty when they left you in pieces, did they? So why should you feel guilty for putting yourself back together? They thought they could break you, thought they could bury you, but they didn't realize you were a seed. And now you've grown into something they can't even begin to comprehend. You're stronger, smarter, tougher than they'll ever be. And they hate it. Oh, they hate it with every fiber of their miserable little being. But here's the thing. Their hate doesn't matter. Their opinions don't matter. Their lies, their games, their pathetic attempts to tear you down, it's all meaningless now because you've healed. And when you heal, you don't just go back to who you were. You become someone new, someone better, someone unstoppable. So let them talk, let them scheme, let them stew in their own bitterness. None of it can touch you anymore. You've outgrown them. You've risen above them. And now it's your time. Your time to shine. Your time to take everything they said you couldn't have. Your time to prove that you're not just a survivor. You're a goddamn force of nature. They tried to break you, and they failed. And now they get to watch as you build a life so good, it'll haunt them for the rest of theirs. Because you've healed, and they can't break you again.
You know, there's something poetic about the way they tried to destroy you. It wasn't quick, was it? Nah. It was slow, methodical. They chipped away at you, piece by piece, making you question yourself, doubt yourself. They wanted to make sure when you fell, you'd think it was your fault. That's the game they play, kid. They break you down so completely that when you're lying there in the dirt, bleeding out, you thank them for it. But here's the twist. They didn't kill you. Oh no. They just woke you up. You ever watch a wounded animal? How it crawls into a corner, licks its wounds, and comes back meaner than ever? That's you. They thought they'd put you out of commission. Thought they'd silenced you for good. But what they didn't realize is that every time they hurt you, every time they left you gasping for air, they were sharpening your claws. And now you're ready to tear their world apart. You've got to understand something about people like that. They don't see you as a person. Nah. To them, you're just a tool. Something to be used, manipulated, discarded when you're no longer useful. They don't care about you. They never did. But here's the thing. They underestimated you. They thought you were weak. Thought you'd crumble under the weight of their lies, their betrayals. But you didn't, did you? You stood up. You fought back. And now, you're stronger than they ever could have imagined. They're scared of you now. Oh, they won't admit it, of course. They'll hide behind their fake smiles, their empty words. But deep down, they know. They know you've become everything they feared you'd be. And that terrifies them. Because people like that, they thrive on control. They need to feel like they're in charge. And when they lose that control, when they realize they can't pull your strings anymore, it's like watching their whole world fall apart. You ever notice how quiet they get when you start winning? When you start picking yourself up, dusting yourself off, and building something they can't touch?
It's like they don't know what to do with themselves. They can't handle the fact that you're not their victim anymore. That's the real revenge, kid. Not shouting in their faces, not screaming about what they did to you. No, no, no. The real revenge is living so well that every breath you take feels like a knife in their gut. But don't think for a second that you owe them anything. You don't owe them your forgiveness. You don't owe them your sympathy. Hell, you don't even owe them an explanation. They had their chance and they blew it. Now, it's your time. Your time to live, to thrive, to show the world that you're not just a survivor. You're a goddamn force of nature. They're gonna hate it, you know. Hate seeing you succeed. Hate seeing you happy. Hate seeing you doing better without them. But that's not your problem, is it? Nah, that's their burden to bear. And the best part? The best part is there's not a damn thing they can do about it. They've lost their grip on you, and they'll never get it back. Remember this, you're not who you were before. You're not that scared, broken person they left behind. You've changed. You've grown. And they can't stand it. They can't stand that you took everything they threw at you and turned it into something they can't touch. They can't stand that you've become untouchable. So don't look back. Don't waste your time on people who didn't see your worth. Don't let them drag you down with their lies, their games, their pathetic little attempts to claw their way back into your life. Keep moving forward. Keep building the life they said you couldn't have. Keep proving them wrong every single day. And when they finally realize they've lost you for good, that's when you'll know you've won. They tried to break you, and they failed. And now you're gonna show them what it means to be unbreakable. You've healed, and they can't touch you anymore. Not now, not ever. You know what's funny? People like them, they don't expect consequences. Oh no, they think they're invincible, untouchable. They hurt people and walk away, thinking life will never catch up to them. But here's the joke. Life doesn't need to catch up to them. You're the consequence. Yeah, you. Every breath you take, every step you climb, every victory you carve out of this broken world, that's their punishment. They're gonna watch you rise higher and higher, and there won't be a damn thing they can do about it. They'll sit there, trapped in their own misery, replaying every moment they doubted you, hurt you, betrayed you. And that's when it'll hit them. You're untouchable now. Let me tell you something about pain. Pain's a funny thing, you know? It's the great equalizer. Doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, or what you've got. When pain hits, it levels the playing field. But here's the trick. Some people let it crush them. They sink under the weight of it, let it drown them, turn them into nothing but ghosts of who they used to be. But not you. Oh no, you didn't let it crush you. You let it shape you. You took all that pain, all that agony, and you turned it into power. You let it burn away the weakness, the fear, the doubt, until all that was left was something raw, something real. And now you're stronger than they'll ever be. You know why they hate you? It's not just because you survived. Nah, it's deeper than that. They hate you because you remind them of what they could have been. They look at you and see everything they'll never have. Strength, resilience, freedom, and it eats them alive. They hate you because you're proof that they don't matter. Their lies, their betrayals, their cheap little games, none of it matters anymore. You've outgrown them. You've left them behind. And that's their worst nightmare. But don't think for a second that they're done. Oh no, they'll come back. People like that, they always come back. They'll show up with their fake smiles and their empty apologies, trying to worm their way back into your life. And when they do, you'll be ready. You'll see through their lies, their manipulations. You'll see them for what they really are. Leeches, parasites, feeding off anyone stupid enough to let them. And you won't let them. Not this time. You know what you're gonna do instead? You're gonna keep moving forward. You're gonna keep building a life so good, so untouchable, that it'll drive them insane. You're gonna take every ounce of pain, every scar, every tear, and you're gonna turn it into something they can't even comprehend. And when they look at you, all they'll see is their own failure. Their failure to break you. Their failure to stop you. Their failure to matter. And that's the ultimate revenge. You don't need to hurt them. You don't need to stoop to their level. Nah, that's too easy. Too simple. The best way to hurt people like that is to live. Live in a way that makes their existence feel small, insignificant. Live in a way that makes them question everything they thought they knew. Live in a way that makes them realize they'll never, ever be able to touch you again. They'll talk, of course. Oh, they'll talk. Spread their lies, their rumors. Try to drag your name through the mud, but let them. Let them waste their breath. Because while they're busy trying to tear you down, you'll be climbing higher and higher until they're nothing but a distant memory, a shadow, a ghost. That's the beauty of it, kid. You don't have to do a damn thing. Just keep living, keep growing, keep winning, and let their hate, their bitterness, their jealousy eat them alive. Because at the end of the day, you've already won. You've healed. You've risen. And now they can't break you again. Welcome to the new you. They're gonna hate it. And you're gonna love it.